Hi Akshat,
Hello.
welcome to Catapult. Firstly, congratulations, you have
you.
got amazing rank and I'm sure you have made everybody proud. So why don't you start with introducing yourself and how do you feel about your results?
So hi, I'm Akshat Saraf. I'm from Calcutta, and I secured an All India rank of 23 in CLAT 2025 and an All India rank of 7 in AILET 2025, and I feel absolutely ecstatic about it.
How did your parents feel and how's the general family reaction?
So it was surprise, of course, because the CLAT result came out at around 11 o'clock in the night. So nobody was
Alright.
expecting it to come around that time. So we were shocked in a sense to see the rank which we saw. So that was something. And then over the course of the last week, it's been a lot of celebrations, lots
Yeah.
of interaction with different family members. Everyone is very, very happy to see what has happened because honestly, none of us were expecting such a rank. So it was obviously a tremendous experience the past week.
And you also had AILET the next day and still you managed to
Yeah.
score a rank of 7 in AILET. I mean, you did not let complacency come in the way. That's quite amazing.
So the day the CLAT result came, I mean night of course. So I told my parents कि ठीक है, I've got 23 in this. So I'll try to get a single digit rank tomorrow. So I actually said that, and I was like, "फिर भी तो single digit rank लाना है, इसमें
That's-
improvement लाना होगा." And then the next day I went to the AILET center. Then when I was coming out, I was telling my parents कि भाई इसमें चलो single digit rank तो आएगा.
That's
So I had
amazing.
held that.
Yeah. In a way, you manifested your ranks.
To a great extent,
Yeah.
in fact, मतलब before CLAT, I was telling my parents, I was telling my sister, I was telling my friends कि देखो भाई अपना NLS तो बन गया है, अब NLS ही जाना है. तो we kept saying that, all of our friends. In fact, I had one study buddy from Mumbai used to study with me. So she was All India rank 22, I was All India rank 23, and we used to do GK together. So 2 days before CLAT, we were telling कि now we are going to go to NLS together, so we are going to be batchmates and everything. So a lot of manifestation was happening. So you're correct in saying that.
That's actually very interesting because so many people just let nervousness get to them and they go to the exam center believing that nothing's going to work out in their favor and they're not going to get into a good college. And it's quite interesting how you were positive and sure about it rather than overconfident. I'm guessing were you overconfident or like did you feel that you
So
were?
what I think is, see, people say you need to be confident and calm during the examination. Otherwise, you will not be able to perform to the best of your potential. But I think that doesn't come magically. I think the way in which you are confident on the exam day is through rigorous preparation. If you have done your part correctly, then I think there's a slok in Bhagavad Gita that once you have done something, you don't expect any result. So I was not expecting any result. I was sure that I would get through, but that was a different thing. If you have done your hard work, then you are confident in your ability that you'll get through it. So it's not overconfidence and it's not underconfidence. It's just confidence in your abilities after having put in the correct amount of hard work.
Right. This is what mentors at Catapult, including myself, I generally tell the students to take the exam like a game and play it very seriously. But if you lose in a game, you don't play the game with the mindset of winning or losing the game.
Right.
You just give your best. And that's how you just put your 100% in the process and
Right.
the results will show up for
So I think
themselves.
one more thing I wanted to add with regards to that is that you can't be afraid of making mistakes. I talked to a lot of people and they were like, even in AILET and CLAT, कि भाई I was scared of attempting a lot of questions because I was scared I'll get negative marking, and then I was very apprehensive about my options. I marked one particular option, then I crossed it off and then marked another option which turned out to be wrong and my initial guess was right. A lot of people have done that in CLAT and I think people will continue to do that in the future. So one thing which is very important to know is that you are going to make mistakes anyway. Nobody is getting 120 out of 120 in CLAT. Even if you get 95, you're probably through to NLS. I mean, at least this year. So you can't be afraid of making mistakes. I knew the time I had for the paper that I am going to make mistakes. So why be afraid of it? Let's take it as a normal mock or something like that and just see what I can do and maximize my potential. So
I think one interesting point that you have made right now is that take it like a normal mock, because a lot of students who try and give CLAT in their 11th standard just to experience the exam, they do it really well. But when they go for an actual CLAT, nervousness takes over them. So if you take it just like any other mock and try and perform as good as you can using your strengths and weaknesses, I think that really works out.
I think I can draw one analogy with cricket right now because right now the Border Gavaskar Trophy is going on. So I was just watching the match yesterday as well as today. So you'll notice that there's a player called Travis Head who has become a headache for India even in the World Cup final and in the Border Gavaskar Trophy as well. If you notice, what he does is he plays fearlessly. He's not afraid of getting out. If he hits a shot, he hits it with full confidence. But right now, if you look at Virat Kohli, so extremely talented player, we all know who he is. But what he is struggling with is when he hits a shot, he's apprehensive about his shot. He does not either commit to his drive fully and neither does he leave the shot. He plays a half-hearted shot, and that is the reason he's struggling right now. So when you're confident in your abilities, you go for the full drive. And if you want to leave the ball, just leave the ball. Don't be half-hearted about things. That is, I think, one thing you need to
that
do.
is like very, very interesting. I like your vision. I like how you have observed things to an extent that you can derive meaningful lessons out of them. That's supremely interesting. So let's come back to the point that you made about mistakes. I mean, yeah, that's a very valid point. But how did you deal with your journey from the beginning to the end? I'm guessing, okay, firstly, you told me that you are a drop student, right? But you did not write CLAT earlier.
Correct.
So you just took an year off and you prepared for CLAT during that year. So why don't you tell me a bit about how did law come into the picture? What did you have earlier in your 11th and 12th?
Yeah, so I had science in 11th and 12th and I was preparing for joint entrance examination. So, I mean, there's a certain thing called God's plan, right? So, I prepared a lot for it, but on the day of the actual examination, somehow things didn't go my way. I didn't perform to my potential. I was very confident about JEE too, but sometimes things don't go the way you want it to go. So, after doing that, I was like, okay, what options do I have? I wanted to go into research in physics, so I gave JEE for that reason because there are certain colleges which accept JEE scores. So after my board examinations ended, I clearly remember it was 22nd of March this year. So I talked to my parents, ki what should I do? So my father just told me one thing, which I'll remember for the rest of my life probably. He told me, do that in which you can reach to the top.
Right.
Science you might do, but who knows whether you can reach to the top. But if you have a good speaking ability, if you can write well, then law is perhaps a field which is best suited to you. So he just told me that. He didn't ask me to enter law, he didn't ask me to leave science. All he told me was do what you're best at. So I analyzed what I was best at, and I was like, after thinking about it, I was like, probably law is the field which is most suited for me. So I then started preparing for CLAT in the month of April. Obviously, I knew nothing about it because JEE is a very different examination. It has a different skill set.
Yeah.
So I started preparing like I used to prepare for JEE.
It's completely different fields of studies and also the pattern of exams.
Exactly. So initially, I started preparing like I used to for JEE. Like in JEE, you must know that there are NCERT books for chemistry, physics. So you for JEE mains at least if you go through those books, you will get a good score, right? But in CLAT, there is no such NCERT which you can follow and get a full score in. So in the initial few months of prep, I used to go through these compendiums for GK and I used to think, okay, my job is done. But 2-3 months down the line, when my mock scores were not picking up, I mean, they remained stagnated around 70s because GK was not going up. Look, you can do whatever you want to do in other subjects, but if your GK is not at least at 15 or 16, then your scores are going to remain around 70, 75. So I was thinking, कि भाई GK में क्या गलत जा रहा है? So after that, I figured out कि you have to make your own notes. One more thing about GK, my favorite subject in fact during prep, was कि you have to think of GK from the perspective of the examiner, not from the perspective of a CLAT student or from the perspective of a CLAT mock setter. Right. It's a person, it's a normal human being who is setting the CLAT paper. So he won't be going into random details which often coaching magazines go into.
Right.
You need to think from a very common sense perspective. You think about what question came in CLAT this year. Which hockey team, the Indian hockey team won back-to-back medals, bronze medals in which 2 editions of the Olympics. Right. So there was a particular option, Paris and Beijing. So a lot of people ended up marking that because Paris happened this year and they didn't really know about when Beijing happened. But the point is, hockey, very popular sport in India, and the CLAT setter must have been interested in hockey, so he felt like putting that question in. So if you thought about it that way, then you would have probably learned that question or wanted to know more about it. But if you blindly memorized these coaching magazines, then you would not have been able to answer that question.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Honestly, firstly, a very important point that you mentioned is GK forms the chunk of the volume of CLAT sections. So it's a non-negotiable to get a good score in GK in order to be able to get a good score. And very interesting to see how you mentioned how you need to look at it from the examiner's perspective. I think a lot of students are in this herd and race of just finishing everything, no matter where they're getting their information from. And even a lot of coaching centers just want to give out their unique materials rather than relevant materials. So they
Exactly.
just jumble it all up and
Exactly.
give really weird and random information. And that's why students really dislike GK, because it's like everything under the sun. Like, what am I
Exactly.
supposed to study? What am I
Exactly.
supposed to read? But very interesting again to see how you were scoring really low in GK and then it became your favorite subject.
Yeah, so the thing is, I have a friend, Karan, he is also All India rank 42 in ALET.
Okay.
So we were discussing the ALET paper after the examination. So there was a particular question, who is known as the Bard of Brahmaputra. So I think the answer for that is Bhupen Hazarika. So he told me, I didn't know the answer for that by the way, but he told me he was randomly going through some Wikipedia article on something random and he ended up knowing that fact. So what I found was that in GK especially, what helps you the most is your innate curiosity, and not, I mean, if you're curious about GK, if you're curious about learning random things in that sense, if you're curious about knowing what's going on in the world, that is going to help you 100 times more than trying to complete the syllabus. You are never going to complete GK, but if you can just keep yourself curious, if you can keep yourself interested and involved in the GK, you just want to have fun with GK, you don't want to memorize it. If you have fun with GK, trust me, although GK again did not come in the way it should have come this year,
Right.
I'll concede that, a lot of passage based questions.
Yeah.
But even then, those 4 or 5 questions regarding Olympic back-to-back medals, or those 2-3 questions, they were the difference maker at the end of the day. So if you are curious, you will get that. Memorization won't get you there.
Right. Yeah, I mean, CLAT consortium is, I think, just like students, is like how you mentioned that it's inevitable that you're going to make mistakes. I think CLAT consortium itself every year proves that it's inevitable that they are also going to make mistakes. So I think that's there. But you mentioned something about you having a buddy with yourself, as in your friends, and having a healthy competition. Would you tell us more how you managed to do that with your friends? How did you build that rapport?
So in the month of July, I joined a particular Telegram group. A lot of good students were there in that particular Telegram group. So we created an informal group and I posted a message ki who will be interested in making GK notes with me.
Oh.
So we collaborated on a particular app called Notion. There's an app
Right.
in which you can collaborate, it's like a workspace. So what we did was we categorized GK into various headings: national, international, reports and indices, environment, science, and many other such genres. And then we started making daily notes from them. Like we picked up topics from the newspaper and we segregated our sources. I did from the Hindu, my friend did from Indian Express, someone else did from say Drishti IAS, and so on and so forth. So we segregated our sources so that we could get maximum coverage, whatever was possible from doing that. And then we collaborated these notes, and at the end of the week, and one of us sent a list of 15 or 18 topics, and there were 6 people in our group. So each person made notes on 3 topics, and then they made questions on it on Telegram. There's a particular thing called Telegram quiz bot. So you make one person made say 20 questions on one particular topic. We sent those questions on Telegram and we played that quiz. Like that activity took us about 2 hours during the quiz time, and we had to prepare for other people's topics and we had to prepare our own quiz. So in total that was an activity of about 5 to 6 hours. But that kept us accountable to each other. That kept us in a touch with GK, and when at the end of the month these compendiums came up with their topics, I'm not joking, but about if there were 25 topics in the compendium, then we had already covered 20 of those in our quizzes, like in our friendly quizzes. So that is something you can do. You need to be, as I said, engaged with GK. You need to be actively involved in it. At the end of the month, a coaching comes out with a compendium and you cram it up in 2 days, those 200 pages, you're not going to remember that. You need to be involved and engaged in it. So if you get a good study group, if you get dedicated people who can help you out, that is going to work wonders for you, because they are going to be serious people, they are going to be serious competition. So my friend always used to get more than me in those quizzes. So that kind of hurt my ego कि भाई उसको मेरे से ज़्यादा कैसे मिल रहा है. So I was like मेरे को भी पढ़ना पड़ेगा. तो वो सब चलता रहता था, दोनों का बैक एंड फोर्थ चलता रहता है. उसको मॉक्स में ज़्यादा मिल रहा है तो मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि हाँ ये तो नहीं हो सकता है, मेरे को मिल रहा है तो बोलता है उसको नहीं हो सकता है. तो that really helped us, but that is healthy competition.
Right. That is an amazing strategy, and from what I can gather is you were one of those people who like to be actively involved in their preparation. Like so many students I see while away their time because they think that they've given the responsibility of their clearance to an entrance exam to a coaching center, and now whatever they give, we'll just follow, and if there's this compendium, that compendium, we'll just cover it up. And I see how you took an active charge of your own life and of your own exam, and you made an active effort to figure out what's the best way to tackle this subject or tackle that subject, and how you actively did that with your friends, building a healthy competition. And I think that's one of the most helpful advice any student can take from this session. Coming to that, you have already mentioned your strategy about GK quite a bit. What about other subjects? Were you already good at them, or did you have to figure out your own strategies in tackling them as well?
So with God's grace, English is something I never faced a problem with because I was enrolled in Don Bosco Park Circus since class 1, and there was a lot of rigorous English preparation, like with regards to grammar or anything else. I was from the ISC board, so we did Tempest in class 12, Merchant of Venice in class 9. So English was something I was good at. But then again, if you're good at something and you get complacent about it, that is never going to be useful. So if you want me to ask what you can do for English language, so I would suggest ki, don't take it lightly. As I said, I was good at English language, but if I had taken it lightly, then what would have happened is I would have inevitably declined, because the day you think you have achieved something, that is the day when your progress stops. So what I did for English was, and I did it I think for a dedicated exercise about 50 days, I picked up the Hindu newspaper, and you know that the vocabulary in the Hindu newspaper is quite a good level.
Right.
So what I did was ki I picked up 5 to 6 words which I did not know. Like for example, there was this word which they used a lot was suppose any word, insidious, nefarious, anything. So these are some words which you don't normally come across, right? So what I did was I made a note of them, I made some sentences with them, and I sent it to a group. Like I made a friend, like in our study group itself, I sent it and they sent their words. So we went through other person's words, the other person went through my words, and we developed a Shabd Kosh or a dictionary of words which we could build our vocabulary with. So that is something I did for about 50 days in the beginning stages of my initial stages of my preparation. So that helped out a lot. Just that dedicated exercise of reading the newspaper every day, I think that is very important again. I'll just like to give advice for all the 3 reading sections together. Look, if you are up to date with your newspaper, and you cannot underestimate the value of the newspaper in your preparation, because what it does is it keeps you up to date with GK, it keeps you in track with reading sections, and what you can do with the newspaper is read the newspaper, pick up the words which you don't know, that will help you with your English. Then there are these newspaper editorials. So they have a particular argument, right? They will try to put forth their point of view regarding any subject. Like the Hindu newspaper, it has a point of view, it has a political leaning. For
Very opinionated.
Very
The editorial
opinionated
pages
paper.
are very
They're very
opinionated.
opinionated.
Yeah.
So once you go through them, you will also have an opinion about them, whether positive or negative. So what I did was, if I liked an editorial, I tried to strengthen their argument. I was like, I was trying to form things. Ki, okay, this argument is good for the following reasons. So I put forth some proposition which would help to strengthen that argument. Suppose I did not like that argument. So I tried to find the flaw in their reasoning. I tried to weaken their argument. I tried to pick up lines and I tried to negate them in a sense. And if there were any assumptions which I felt were not implicit as such, and they were assuming them without any reason, so I tried to find out their assumption. So this is something you can, again, my entire point with preparation is engaging with preparation. आप खाली assumption का कोई dictionary निकाल लो और assumption का solid definition पढ़ लो, उससे assumption आप नहीं सीख सकते हो. When you're engaging with assumption, that is how you learn these things. So you have to be very active. So that is CR. And with regards to legal, what I did with legal was ki I opened Bar and Bench, or I opened Live Law, something like that. I read these articles. Like there's a particular advocate, senior advocate called Arvind Datar.
Right.
So he
Very
has
famous.
some legal notes. He used to always share every other day. It came up in Bar and Bench. So I used to just read through them, and I used to try to see what I learned, try to make a point of it in my head. Like अगर मैं 100 पेज मतलब 100 words का article पढ़ा हूँ या 200 word का article है, तो I try to summarize it in a few words to see what I understood from that article, so that I don't have to go back to it. What you have to do in legal is, if you can retain stuff in your head, then a lot of questions can be answered just like that. And when you need to go back to the passage for some fact-based information, you go back to it. But that will help you save time. And I think legal, the biggest challenge is doing it quickly.
Right.
So if you do these exercises, that will help you in saving time and in your speed during legal.
Right. A lot of students, especially in legal, they feel that it's so lengthy that they just don't want to do. or even practice about it, but it's inevitable since just like GK, I think legal also forms a chunk of the volume of the paper, and the strategy is to do it fast. And this is what I also suggest students, that once you understand a passage, it's very easy to sail through the questions in like 2 minutes,
Right.
5 questions.
Correct.
But for that, you have to get a good understanding of the passage, and it all comes down to the fact that it is how you have prepared, how you start thinking like that. What I can gather from your strategy is that you incorporated it into your life in a manner that every time you are coming across something that could be slightly relevant, you paid attention to it.
Correct,
Right.
correct.
And I think that's an amazing strategy, because that way nothing will be boring. Because
Correct.
if you're looking at
Absolutely.
an argument, you would think, oh, that's a very interesting way. How can I strengthen it or weaken it? And it's like you're constantly thinking, so that it's impossible for you to not think like that in exam. Like, you are bound to think that way. And a very interesting strategy, and a very different perspective than so many other students I've interacted with. No wonder you could get all these ranks that you finally got. But tell me something that I also heard Shresht from the center.
Yeah.
So Shresht is our mentor at Clatapult. He has been working with us for over 8 years, I think, and he has mentored over 10,000 students. And I believe you were engaged with him for
Correct.
a buddy mentorship program, to be
correct.
precise. So how did that go, and how did that help you in your preparation?
So it genuinely helped me, and the reason was ki what he asked us to do was give a mock every day. So I think the buddy project started around 20 days before CLAT or something like that. So he had a call the next day. I think it was a Sunday on which we had a call, Sunday or Monday. So it was around 11 o'clock in the morning. So what he told us to do was from that day itself, like उस समय 11 बजा था, 2 बजे आपको कहीं से भी mock लेके आओ कोई भी, and start giving it every day at that time, 2 to 4, 2 to 4. So what happened before was I had kind of a messed up sleep schedule, and I used to feel around sleepy around 11, 2 to 4.
Yes,
So
most
that
of
was
us.
something which was an issue.
Yeah.
So doing mocks from 2 to 4 every day, initially I faced a lot of problems because I was used to having lunch late. So I had to have my lunch around 1 o'clock. And then it took me about 20 minutes to have lunch. So it was 1:20. Then I usually like to rest after having lunch. But that is something now I can't do because those se mock dena hai. So I had to get my printouts, I had to get my OMR, and I had to start bubbling them and stuff like that. So what it did was it kept me active during that time from 2 to 4. So in that way, that was something very, very helpful which he asked us to do. If he had not asked us to do that, and I think I gave 10 mocks in 10 days. At one point, he asked us to give a mock every day. So if that was around 10th of November or something like that, then up to 20th or 22nd of November, I gave a mock every day from 2 to 4. I think after that, I stopped giving mocks every day because I felt ki, okay, I have incorporated this 2 to 4 thing in my head. But that helped out a lot. Furthermore, in GK, he told me something which again came out to be of much use, was कि if you feel कि कोई टॉपिक ऐसा है जो सबको आता हो, मतलब जैसे ओलंपिक्स ही हो, and in that you don't know a question, then skip it. But if there is some random topic, like suppose something which you have never heard of, and being confident in your preparation, you're sure that no one else has heard of as well. So what you do is you then try to fluke in those questions, because if other people would be leaving it, and if you can suppose there are 4 questions and you can guess 2 of them correctly and 2 of them incorrectly, then you still get a net positive of 1.5.
Yeah.
So you're separating yourself from the competition there. So that was something which he said which struck me, and during the actual CLAT I did almost the same thing. So that saved me around half a mark or 1 mark. So that is again something which helped me. So in that way, Shresh Bhaiya was very practical with his advice, very pragmatic. He was not saying something which everyone says, something very cliched, ki do your mock analysis, make notes in GK, do this, do that. It was not cliche. It was very practical advice and specific to the situation you are in. He asked us to create a mock chart sheet, and then he helped us to find our flaws, our weaknesses, and it was very useful in that sense. It was not cliched, which struck me, because generally people just end up giving very cliched advice.
Yeah, the whole purpose of this has been to make it so interesting and personalized to students that they feel that they are also a part of the student's journey and everybody is together in it. And I can see how CLAT from your perspective seems to be so much more about just practicing sectionals every day or just studying. It is how you read a newspaper, how you interact with people, what time you sleep, what time you wake up on a daily basis. All of this adds up to what you do on the day of exam. Anyways, Coming to some lighter, off-topic conversations, how did your CLAT day go? Like you said, it came as a surprise, but when you were writing the exam and when you came out of the exam hall, what did you feel? What was the energy at your house and with your parents?
So the day before CLAT, I remember I was studying till about 6 o'clock, after which I closed my GK notes on Notion. Like I was just going through my reports and indices and important days. I think if you want to do something on the last day, just go through those things which you feel are very memorizing in GK. Like if I want to create a word, just go through reports and indices. उसमें इंडिया क्या रैंक आया, कौन टॉप किया है, इंपॉर्टेंट डेज क्या, जनवरी 9th प्रवासी भारतीय दिवस या जनवरी 15th इंडियन आर्मी डे, 16th स्टार्टअप डे. मेरे को याद हो गया मतलब मोटा मोटी कि कौन से डेज कब है. बट do that on the last day. Then after 6 o'clock, what I did was I closed my notes. I switched off my laptop. I kept it somewhere else, and then I just chilled. I played table tennis with my father. Like I'm a avid table tennis enthusiast, cricket enthusiast. In fact, I like playing all sports. So what I did was I played TT with my dad for about an hour. My cousin sister, she had come to my house and she has a small baby, so he's like 1 year old. So I played a bit with him. It was fun because when you interact with kids, there's an instant sense of positivity which you get because they're just smiling and you feel very good about it. So that day I switched off my phone around 11 o'clock. Then I went to bed. I slept like a baby. Like genuinely, it didn't take me much time to fall asleep because I was in that positive mindset. I was playing TT, I was interacting with kids, so I was not thinking much about CLAT. Like genuinely, मेरे CLAT मेरे दिमाग में उससे था नहीं. I was like, ठीक है, अब सो जाओ, time to sleep. So I went to bed. I woke up around 9:15, I think. So I had a good 10 hours sleep. Then I again played TT in the morning before going to the CLAT center.
And TT was just as important.
Yeah, actually. So I played TT again in the morning. And then I left for the CLAT center around, what should I say, 11:45 or something like that. I reached a bit early. My mentors and teachers were there, so we had a few laughs. I was made fun of for my dress sense, which you can see is not too good even now. So we had a few jokes and it was all light-hearted. We are not talking about CLAT, which is again very important. Make a few jokes like boys do with each other. They try to make fun of you. Ease out.
Yeah.
So I went with that mindset into the exam hall. I think I entered the exam hall around 1:20. I went to the washroom. I visited the washroom so that there is no issue with that during the examination. Then from 1:30 to 2 o'clock, I just sat there and I was blank. I was genuinely not thinking about CLAT that much कि अभी बहुत बड़ा पेपर आने वाला है, हे भगवान मेरा जीवन बदल जाएगा या कुछ होगा. वैसा कुछ भी नहीं था. बस I was sitting there, I was just thinking random things जैसे आदमी normally सोचता है मॉक के पहले या कोई चीज़ के पहले. 2 बजे पेपर आया, फाड़ा पेपर को, चालू कर दिया. I think that's it. थोड़ा सा initially shaky था. When I started bubbling, I was trembling a bit in the initial 5 questions. But after 5 questions, मेरे को लगा कि हाँ ये मॉक ही है यार, इसमें कुछ ऐसा खास है नहीं. तो आफ्टर दैट इट वाज ऑल ओके. इट वाज क्रूज मोड फॉर द नेक्स्ट. बट हाँ एक चीज है, एआर का क्वेश्चन आया था जब जो 4 क्वेश्चन गलत थे, तो उसमें भी काफी लोग इस बार CLAT मैसअप किए हैं. तो व्हाट यू कैन लर्न फ्रॉम दैट इज कि CLAT इज वियर्ड. दे डोंट मेक देयर एग्जाम्स प्रॉपर्ली. इट्स अ फैक्ट. सो दे कैन मेक मिस्टेक्स इन देयर एग्जामिनेशन. So you have to be cognizant of that fact that there's a possibility that they have made a mistake in the question. And the second thing is there is a particular thing called sunk cost fallacy. अगर आप 5 मिनट एक चीज पे दे दियो तो चलो 5 मिनट और दे देता हूँ, 5 मिनट और दे देता हूँ. तो people have wasted 10 to 15 minutes in that particular AR set. बट अगर आपको 5 मिनट में नहीं बन रही है, आपसे मेरे से भी नहीं बनी, किसी से नहीं बनी, कंट्री में जो भी बोला उससे मैंने झूठ बोल रहा है, तो I could not do that in 5 minutes. So I left it. I was like, ठीक है, I'll get back to it later. I went to QT. I came back. Then I could not do it ultimately, but it was fine. I was sure that if I'm not being able to do it, others will also not be able to do it. I had that kind of confidence in my preparation. So I left it. I left the exam hall. I was not feeling very positive after the examination. Let me tell you this, because I was kind of upset about the fact that they gave GK from passages, and the fact that my favorite subject was GK and I prepared a lot for it. So that was kind of upsetting me. And the second thing was that AR set again was playing in my mind a little bit. Even though I was confident, but still, अगर आप 4 क्वेश्चन ऐसे छोड़ दे रहे हो, which I never usually did in mock, so you will feel a bit negative about it. So after I left my examination, or my friend came, and Karan, in fact, the guy I was talking about, all India rank 42. So he was like, तेरा कैसा गया? मैं बोला भाई नालसार या NUJS तो मिल जाएगा, NLS वगैरह पता नहीं. तो I was not feeling that positive, and when I came home, people were exaggerating their scores in Telegram. I remember there was a particular Telegram poll, उसमें 87 people were scoring 100 plus. अगर ऐसा होता तो मैं तो भाई रैंक 500-600 में रहता, मतलब 1000 में रहता, तो मैं तो पूरा डर गया था. But यही है ना, you have to learn one more thing. After the examination, don't believe these Telegram polls or these random people exaggerating their scores. They'll say they've got 150 out of 120. So that is what goes on in the world. So you just have to chill out and be like, ठीक है, now let's prepare for ALET now. So you have to get in that mindset in 1 or 2 days. रात गई तो बात गई. अगला दिन ALET.
I think there are 2-3 important things to note here, that if you have invested a certain amount of time on a question, does not mean that you have to spend all your time on that
Exactly.
question. Like that's exactly what the sunk cost fallacy is about. Like it could be the case that after 5 minutes you are realizing that the question could be wrong, or within 1 minute. But if you dwell on it, you are going to waste more and more time. So it's fruitless to engage in that.
Exactly.
And I think amazing strategy that you were confident enough to know that if you are unable to do it, it's likely that many people will be unable to do that. And you did not let it impact you for the rest of the paper. And I'm sure, see, I don't think anybody can be too sure of getting into NLS after writing an exam like CLAT, because it's just not just how you are performing. It's so much more about what the consortium has done with the question paper, how many mistakes the consortium has firstly made, and how everybody else has also performed. But you were just right amount of confident that you know you're going to get into a good college, but let's see if the best happens.
Exactly.
Right. And it's a very, I think you have come a full circle from taking the decision to sit for an exam like CLAT, deciding you want to be one of the best of the lot, and I think you've already begun your journey for that. I'm sure once you get into college, and if complacency doesn't hit you, you're going to do well only.
Thank you.
And
I think in fact it's the beginning of the journey. I wouldn't call it a full circle at all. I think I was again off topic a bit, but just wanted to add this. I was trying to do some research work regarding GST Appellate Tribunal.
Yeah.
There's a particular tribunal coming up in April 2025. So my dad is also an advocate actually. So he asked me to help out with some research work. So when I was doing that, I realized I didn't even know how to do citations. Like I went to SCC and online I was like, भाई ये citation कैसे करना होता है? तो मेरे को बिल्कुल भी नहीं आ रहा था. तो for people who have done not so well in CLAT, it is just an exam. It's just a bad day. You will get over it. As I said, I came from JEE and I did badly that day. So that was just a bad day for me. So you have to realize that even Sachin Tendulkar can get out on 0 one particular day. तो वो चीज़ है. And जो अच्छा भी किया है CLAT में, मतलब मेरा एटलीस्ट ये फीलिंग है after working with my dad a bit for the past 3 days is that I know nothing. ना मेरे को citation करना आता है, ना मेरे को कुछ बनाना आता है. तो आप जिसका अच्छा गया है वो भी ये रियलाइज कर लो कि अब जर्नी स्टार्ट हो रहा है, जिसका खराब गया, you realize it's a bad day and bounce back stronger. I think you have to keep faith.
I think at any stage of life you are extremely good at something and extremely naive about something.
Exactly.
And I, being in law school, can tell you that, trust me, it really is the beginning of the journey. Even when I wrote CLAT, I thought that it's such a great achievement, but once you come to law school, you realize there's so much that you need to learn and do. And I'm sure it will be very different once I get into my job and once I start working. And it is all about beginning different journeys at different stages of life. And right, it is at the end of the day just an exam. And like you re-strategized after JEE, and you figured out that no, I want to do something else, and you re-strategized for that. That's what everything is about. So people who haven't done so well, you can always re-strategize, rethink, and figure out your strengths and weaknesses, and then take a decision that works out well for you. All right, anything that you would want to give away to students? Any last tip or advice or words?
So on the note we are on right now, just think of it as an exam. Like people will make a big deal out of it that this is, the end of your life, or this is such a big deal. It is not, trust me. And if you think of it just as an exam, like not as a school exam, but think of it as a piece of paper. I know बोलने का बात है कि single piece of paper cannot decide your future. In some ways it can, but at the end of the day, when you're sitting for CLAT, because that is the day which matters. No matter whether you scored 120 in every mock you have given, that is the day which is going to matter. So this advice I want to give for people who are going to sit for CLAT on whatever day of December next year in 2026 is think of it as a normal exam and just give it. trust in your abilities and see what God has to work out for you. That's all.
I mean, right. Thoda nervousness to you'll get only.
Yeah, that's normal.
You just have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, thank you so much, Akshat, and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
All the best for your journey ahead, wherever you're headed.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you.
you.